Ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen, boys and girls, manene, nani, manene kazi, the biggest
the baddest.
and the most hip and happening show in the motherland. I
Let's go.
figanga igala cool. It's
Kalelekila.
gonna be an amazing super hour for you and yours. Thank you for choosing us as your source of information,
Yeah.
education, as well as entertainment. Welcome to
Yes.
it, ladies and gentlemen. This
Listen.
is Ekse Live.
Listen, I don't even know how to top that because it literally just started off with such an amazing energy. And we're going to make sure that we take it to the top. Like we said, we're back like Kumkolo. And it literally, we're back like Kumkolo because we at Valencia Institute. We were there not too long ago, but we're back to find out how everything going. If you haven't watched the show, worry not, I'll update you. What we did before was come here, but the school was not open yet.
Yeah.
So they're still opening the institution, but now the children are here. So we're actually going to find out, is the school working? Is it a great idea? Are the children loving it? I want honest answers only, and I'm going to make sure they know that I want them to be honest.
The last time we were here, Singogole, with the principal,
Yes,
Rick.
Rick.
We also spoke to campus manager, Ukobus. I feel like we need to speak to him again today
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
find out where he's at. And I love that you want to chat with the students as well, so that
Yes.
because the proof is in the pudding.
Fully.
What do you think we can expect, and what are you hoping to find out today?
I'm hoping to find out that the kids are actually really enjoying the space, that they're liking it. The fact that they're not with as many people is helping them in some way. I hope that they're enjoying the space and they're just going outside and being able to, above all things, multitask. I know I wasn't able to multitask as a young person, so I know they might struggle with that a little bit, but I hope that they are able to eventually find their ground, find what works for them, and to be able to be focused alone. That's hard for me.
Yeah, she is Lwandile Zulu. My name is Llama Moon. We're going to
Ooh.
be your host for this hour.
We also speak to the CEO and founder.
Yes, we are gonna do
Yes.
that. Rob Pereira.
Yes.
I can't wait to find out about Kwenzekalani, what was happening in his headspace for him
Literally.
to think of something like this,
Me
because
too.
it's out of this world.
Yeah.
Before that, I wanted to say, Hlambi sing in a classroom with Ukopas and see what he does when he's interacting with the kids as well.
I love that.
Also, for those who didn't watch the show when we
Yes.
first introduced Valenture, can we take them back into time
Of course.
and reintroduce them? to
See,
Valenture?
Lama's a nice person. He's taking you. I was gonna just let you be confused. But actually, let's roll back. Let's go back to the first time we came to Valencia Institute. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. You and I.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know me and Lama said a lot of things in the intro, like it's an online learning, you can study abroad. Like there's so many things that we mentioned. You're like, Lwandile, it's a bit too good to be true. Well, darlings, I have someone here who's going to be explaining a little further on what Valencia Institute is, and he's actually going to be explaining all the deep, needy details that you probably want to know. So we have the principal right next to me, who is Rick Greener, who has started this beautiful, incredible institute. Welcome, and thank you for joining us.
Lwandile, thank you very much. Thank you for hosting us, and I'm looking forward to this experience.
Listen, I've told my viewers quite a lot, and I'm sure they're pretty excited to hear more about Valencia Institute. So what if I've never heard of Valencia Institute? What is it?
Oh, perfect. Valencia Institute is an online, globally recognized institute which offers a high school. The experience is completely online in our core curriculum. And it is a way and a place where you can interact still socially, and you can engage with the materials that we have for you.
Right, and most of our viewers are probably thinking, well, I was thinking at first, I mean, we're in a pandemic, I'm studying online anyway, so why should I come here other than just sitting at home and maybe doing my studies at home?
Well, you could do your studies at home, but it wouldn't be the same. So,
Tease me, what are some of the advantages of coming to Valencia Institute?
if you were sitting at home, you would have material that would be a textbook or maybe something that's online. With us at Valencia, we have interactive materials. So the materials that we produce, very carefully designed, are there to engage you. So you're reading the material, but you're also answering questions. When you're in a live session, the teacher's engaging you. You're in group sessions where you talk together. They'll have fun together. So it's an environment just like a school, but you're online and you're not sitting alone at home.
Actually, some of the things that are most memorable for me in school was when I was out with my friends during break time. So how are we going to make sure that we keep that social aspect alive, where we're not depriving kids of being with other students, making sure that they're still having fun, but still, most importantly, learning and being able to go study abroad?
I think one of the common misconceptions about learning online is then you're on your own. At Valencia, that's not the case. We design it so that you are going to be socially interacting with other people. And one of the things about this generation of people is that they are technologically with it, and they want to socialize in a tech way. My own kids would go to a party, and then they get their WhatsApp going, and they're communicating and socializing in that way. So we're just taking that kind of concept and saying, well, let's put this into education. And let's see how we can make this work. So our live lessons, as I mentioned, have interactivity in it, and then they're in groups and they're talking together about the work. They also, the teachers will let them interact in a social way, and they'll have fun questions and things to do. They can interact in what we call office hours, which is where they can book time with the teacher, and there's it can be in small groups. We have our mentors that run a program called a Learning Compass program, and they're in smaller groups there, getting to know each other and socializing. And clubs and societies we've got as well, make and bake, and you can get together and do stuff there. And just because we're online also doesn't mean to say that we're not going to get together in person.
Okay.
So we're going to look to see where people are in a geographical area and get them together in that particular area to either socialize or go on outings as well. So we're trying to make this as socially rich as possible.
And one of the key things that I think make this so unique is the fact that you are doing a curriculum that's not just recognized in South Africa, but in generally the world. Can we just dive into that? What makes a Valenture Institute so special where you can actually physically go study abroad and you get recognized abroad?
Oh, perfect, yes. So we follow the Pearson EdXL curriculum, and that is a curriculum that is UK-based, so it has a strong foundation. That foundation teaches students how to be independent learners, and also teaches them how to think with what we call higher order thinking skills. Universities around the world recognize that sort of level and quality, and it realize that it really prepares them very well for their tertiary education, and so I'm very happy to accept students with that qualification.
All right, so someone's watching, then they're like, they've always wanted to go to Harvard. Would Harvard recognize me if I were to pass really well?
Oh yeah, Harvard.
Serious?
Yes.
Guys, this is your opportunity to go to Harvard. Okay, I couldn't do it, but you can do it. Now, something that was very interesting that had me thinking, would I actually do it, is it's from grade 8 to grade 13. Talk me through that, because most people will be like, whoa, I'm not trying to do another year. Why is it so important to have that extra year to make sure you qualify?
So you don't need that extra year if you're in South Africa. You can just go to grade 12 equivalent, and you can qualify and get your matriculation exemption that way. If you wish to study overseas, quite often they will require that 13th year, so you can do that 13th year, and then you qualify for those overseas universities.
Oh, I actually didn't know that. Now, if you want to go overseas, ladies and gentlemen, this is the institution for you. Another thing I want to find out is, okay, let's say I've been accepted. What's the process like? Do I have to come in here, and do I study around the people that are here, or can I study at home? What does my year look like? What does the curriculum look like for me as a student?
Okay, so we've got two offerings. One is our core curriculum, which is where you study at home, and then we've got these boutique campuses where you can come and study with other people. And if it's online in the core curriculum, you will go through what we call a general orientation course, where you get familiarized with what needs to happen in this learning environment, how it works, how do you log on here, how do you submit your assignments, you meet your teachers, you have little sessions with them as well. So we teach you all about how you operate in this environment, and then you start with your lessons. You've got your timetable and your learning plan, and you go through that week by week. So that's how that'll operate there. In a boutique campus, you're doing exactly the same thing, but you're with other people here. So you can just lean across to somebody and say, hey, we're doing this, how do we sort it? Okay, I can get it. You can have a little chat, break times, come down to the social area, and you can have a chat and socialize together.
And I'm tempted to say we're moving into a very tech-savvy world where literally everything is on social media, technology to some degree. Do you feel like online learning is the future for the world in general, not just for South Africa, but for the world in general, especially with the pandemic? I mean, I won't lie, we've been forced to kind of be a tech age, but do you think that's the future, even if the coronavirus were to leave our world?
I think one of the lessons that we've learned from the coronavirus is it's shown that online learning is a viable and effective alternative. Things were heading in that general direction anyway, and this has just accelerated it. People have realized, well, we have to go on, and actually, this can work. And actually, this can work quite well, if it's done well. If it's not done well, people have had bad experiences and don't like it. But if it's done well and structured well, then it can be a very positive experience. And what better way to teach people than getting the best teachers to teach so many people around the world. We could get the best teachers around the world. We can get professors from university to come in and teach particular concepts to as many people as you want.
I think
It's all available.
that is one of the advantages, the fact that all these people are on screen, so therefore they don't have to be in this country. They can literally be the best from Russia, the best from the UK.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's what makes technology so great.
Fantastic, because you are getting the best of wherever you want, of the people that you want around the world, and it's enriching. And I mean, look at YouTube and all. There's dozens of all sorts of things that are on there. You're sifting through all that material. There's some really great things there. Here we got an opportunity to say online learning, we can actually funnel all that and structure it for you, and you've got the best teaching happening right on your laptop.
All right. And so if someone is watching there, maybe they're in grade 7, they're like, I am considering this highly. What are some of the last words that you would let them know to be like, this should sell you automatically? I mean, guys, personally, I can tell you it looks beautiful. I mean, you can go to Harvard. And there's so many other different things, but what can you tell someone who's out there who's saying, okay, I'm highly considering this, should I come? They're literally like 90% in there. They just need that 10% convincing to come.
Do you want to wear a school uniform?
Actually, you're right. That should convince you, ladies and gentlemen. I used to get so excited when I didn't have to wear school uniform. Ladies and gentlemen, Llama Moon will be catching up with someone else a little bit later on. But right now, though, we're going to link to an ad break, and I'll see you after this. Thank you so much for chatting to us.
Thanks, it was enjoyable. Thank you.
Yes.
Welcome back to the biggest, the baddest, and the most hip and happening show in the motherland. Ladies and gentlemen, you're still watching Ekse Live. Earlier on the show, Lwandile chatting to Ulrich, who's the principal, Llama Moon. It's all enticing. I wish I could go back to high school. Not literally. But when I see this space, it makes me want to redo my high school and imagine myself studying again because of this wonderful space. It's very attractive. Why do you think that an attractive space makes it easier for students to learn harder and come back to school tomorrow? Because a lot of you like bunking school, I know.
Yeah, great question. I think the biggest benefit is that it allows you just to have an intentional space.
Yeah.
That you can get focused. You know, sometimes at home, things can be all over the place. If you can come in here, you can come in and have a right space where you can work from.
Yeah.
And also just like switch it up a little bit, right? Come downstairs, come have a coffee with your friend.
Yeah.
Talk about the assignments that you've just been through. So it just allows that flexibility for you to sort of get out of the space what it is that you need.
So the motto here is think outside the classroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you look around, it doesn't look like a conventional classroom.
Yeah,
It
sure.
probably is closer to what we call a co-working space or a co-learning space.
Yeah.
And that is the way of the future of work. So how about giving kids that experience already from a younger age, where they can learn those great habits from the beginning?
Boys and girls, this is Kobus Dutoit, who is the campus manager as well as the senior learning coach. Kobus, what does your day-to-day look like? What does your job entail as the campus manager?
Yeah, sure. So I've pretty much got one leg in the operations, so making sure that the space is ready, that everything is working, that we have a safe environment for the kids. And then the other leg, I'm basically in the student success team, where I'm working as a mentor. So I'm not teaching necessarily academic content, but I'm teaching the kids life skills, study skills. How do you get through the academic program well? You know, what are those skills that you need to learn as a digital citizen? So, or the life skills, like creating a cohesion with the group, so that you're not sitting there by yourself alone, but you have a group of friends that you can come to. And my place is I'm just the host of that experience for the kids.
I love that you touched on safety and security because when I was coming into the building with my co-host, we struggled to get in. Was that intentional?
Yes, I think that is one thing we want to make sure, that everybody who does come through the doors is meant to come through the doors.
Sure, like us.
Yes, exactly. So, I think that's basically, we want to make sure that everybody is safe inside. We have academic hours, that means that you only can stay inside. But we also want you can use the outside garden, there's a beautiful walkway that you can go through. So, we have a very sophisticated system actually for access control, which actually already checks your temperature. It's a facial recognition system. So we keep track of security and attendance records through the whole process as well.
Yeah, I was so excited to come through today because I had hopes of meeting the students, but because of the Department of Education and pushing the date of the opening of the schools to the 15th of February, we couldn't, but we will be coming back so that we can have a little nyana chat with them. But when they come through on the 15th of February, what can the students expect on their first day of school?
Yeah, a very warm welcome, first of all, and a sort of a ticket into the community. And I think what I'm wearing around my neck here is an access card. So we will have a welcome ritual, which will basically welcome them into the community.
Yeah.
So we can still bring in these little things in the way that we have our lifestyle and our living over here.
Yeah.
But then we just want to make sure that they're set up, that they've got Wi-Fi access, they've got a locker, they've got a desk, they know the expectations of the space, but also just to be able to create basically become familiar with how to use the space. Because I think as you walk in, it's unfamiliar, it's not what you're used to. So we have to then definitely also just kind of see how we can use these different spaces and make it a place of joy.
Valenture was first introduced in South Africa in Johannesburg, then Cape Town. Are there plans of expanding and having campuses in some more provinces, perhaps KZN, perhaps the Eastern Cape?
Right, I mean, these are the two flagship campuses, but as demand grows and we've got more people that are interested in this way of learning, because it is a paradigm shift that needs to happen, then by all means, let's open up more campuses, which can be a network of campuses across the country.
Yeah, we saw where Rick and Rob conducted their interview, and they just seeing our interview right here, but I feel like taking a tour around the campus. Do you mind?
Yeah, by all means.
Let's do it!
Similar to Valenture, we're about to go on an adventure. Do you see what I did there? Okay, so they're going to take us around on a tour of the school. And I must say, guys, it's gorgeous. But I don't want to talk too much. Let's actually go see it. Let's go. So what is this area?
So this is what we call the MultiPurpose Space. This is where you can see there's a bit of a bar area over here. Well, that's also where they're going to have their lunch served. And then there's a big dining table over there as well, where we will have our lunch together. So it's a real space where you can just kind of get to know and just catch up on anything.
Now, when you say lunch served, are they getting food from the campus?
Yes, so we've got a restaurant right upstairs called Valenture, which we've partnered with.
Yeah.
And they deliver lunch services for us every day, as well as snacks throughout the day that the kids can order through.
I want to enroll.
Flyers, please sign him up. I'm very serious. He needs to be signed up.
This is basically where we're going to come together, what we call our homeroom. So as you come to the campus, you get assigned to a homeroom.
Okay.
They all have they're all tree names.
Okay.
So you get a real sense of a group identity together, and then.
We're
Here
back.
we are, and today we've got the man of the moment,
Oh,
the
yes.
founder, the CEO of Valenture Institute, Rob Pereira.
Yeah.
Quite a busy guy, that's why you didn't see him that other day.
Yes.
But we've got him now.
We've launched him down and we decided this is the time we're going to speak to him today.
Do you know what I suspect?
Okay.
He was busy having dinner parties.
Telling jokes.
Exactly, I agree. But other than that, you were also busy doing many things like creating and being the founder and CEO of this incredible institute. Now, I want to find out, how did this idea start about? Because I mean, it was launched before COVID, so it wasn't because COVID-19 hit. Then you were like, okay, this is a great idea.
Yeah.
But it was built way before that. So can we just dive into that conversation?
Yeah, so I've been lucky enough to be in online education for a long time. My brother and I had previously started a business called Get Smarter, working together with amazing universities. London School of Economics, UCT, Harvard, Stanford, many more. We've actually educated just over 200,000 students from 154 countries around the world now, which is just amazing. Off the back of that, I realized that there was an immense opportunity to start an online high school. And so back in 2019, we launched the Valencia Institute, and we had our first intake in January of 2020, and then of course COVID hit in March.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting time to be in online schooling.
Yeah.
Well, in Cape Town, orientation started a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Yeah, I think the orientation has gone exceptionally well. So we started the full online school in January of last year.
Yeah.
And one of the interesting things that we found from parents and from students was this request that they love the online platform, they're loving the learning experience, they're loving the curriculum, but is there any place that they can come to during the day to socialize, to hang out, for the parents to have a safe and inspiring place to drop off their kids during the day?
Yeah.
And what we realized is, well, what if we marry the best of in-person and online? And we can have students that come together in this boutique campus environment where all of their academics are taking place online, but they're coming to this wonderful space every day. They can do a whole range of extracurricular activities, they can socialize, and yet they have the flexibility of this online model. So if any one of them want to go and travel for like 2 months, which we have one student who's about to leave and go overseas for 2 months, they can do that, and it doesn't interrupt with their schooling. We've got another student who is an exceptional sports person. They can go and they can compete competitively in their sport, but it doesn't have to interrupt their studies. They can keep on studying online part-time while they do that. So the flexibility is absolutely phenomenal.
Speaking about the flexibility, I mean, I think that actually was going to tie into my next question, to be like, what is happening with the fact that you study remotely and studying online on campus. Some people might think, oh man, that's the same thing. I'm going to be studying online anyway. But now that you've mentioned that you're actually coming into a different environment that allows you and that is conducive for education, that's incredible. Now, what are some of the other things that you might say the school offers to children who are studying remotely?
I think that, so for the students who are studying remotely and then coming into the space, it's amazing to see just what a difference it makes to have the opportunity to interact in person with your peers. So we've got a whole range of extracurricular activities that happen online, but also now in these campuses we have extracurricular activities that students can partake in here. So we've got things like maker spaces coming quite soon. We've got the ability for students to take part in like really cool lunch clubs and baking clubs and things that you can, practical activities that you can do together in the space. What's really cool, I mean, like literally on Friday, the students all went and grabbed ice cream together. You know, just like small.
Exactly.
Like why can't that be part of the school curriculum? You know, like why can't you enjoy yourself and have some fun with your peers? So it's been wonderful to see just all the benefits that we can add when students are coming together physically.
Now, Rob, I want to find out, besides COVID-19, because it's what forced schools to close and the students to learn online, is there any other way besides online schooling and learning remotely? Is there a way that COVID-19 has changed the shape of education?
I think it's a really good question, and one of the biggest things that I've found is that it's forced all of us as educators and as school leaders to have to think differently. We've gotten so used to doing things the same way for a very long time, and the result is that schooling hasn't actually changed that much over the last few decades, actually. And I think one of the biggest benefits, if we can look for the silver lining of COVID-19, it's been that there's been a fundamental shake-up to our education industry. And yes, part of that is going to mean that more education is taking place through technology, but I think it's also going to mean that we step back and we think differently about how we're educating our students. Are we educating students just so that they can remember facts and write an exam, or are we actually trying to prepare students for the real world? Are we bringing in industry experts into our education space, or are we just continuing to have teachers stand in front of classes speaking at them? I think that the paradigm shift, the fact that we've broken the kind of momentum that we've had to date, is actually a very good thing, and hopefully there'll be a lot more innovation that comes out of it.
Rob, I have a question for you. Did you study in South Africa?
I did, so actually studied music initially in South Africa. I then did my master's in online and distance education overseas.
Yeah, and I wanted to just find out from that, because I mean, this curriculum is so amazing that you can be recognized by not just universities in South Africa, but all over the world. So why is that important to you, to actually be able to provide an education where people say they've set the bar, I can go study in Harvard if I wanted to, I can go all over the world, and it will be recognized?
I think that we're entering an increasingly globalized economy. And even things, I mean, one of the amazing things that's happening right now is that you can be part of a global workforce. You can still be living in South Africa but working for a company in the States, in the UK, in the Philippines. It's amazing that actually where you find yourself living is not necessarily linked to where you study or where you work. And so for me, if you put that whole picture together, what we want to give South Africans is the opportunity to make sure that they can increase their chances of studying, say, online with Harvard. Or if they've got the means to actually get over there and to study with Harvard. And then potentially get jobs in other parts of other parts of the world and so on. And so for me, the more we can open up opportunities for students, the better for them.
Rob, there are chances that the person that is watching right now, it's their first time that they hear about an institution that is like this, and it speaks to them and they want to hop on and get this kind of education. Are they too late?
They are almost too late. So if you get hold of us very, very quickly, if you jump onto www.valenciainstitute.com, you'll be able to find a range of ways to contact us. You can contact our friendly admission staff. You can start submitting an application form. But we are closing we literally have a 2-week window left for our January application. And you'll need to get on it very quickly. So please go to www.valenciainstitute.com.
It's our second time here, and the next time that we come,
We're going for ice cream.
We're going for ice cream. We're going for ice cream, but what sort of feedback do you know for sure that we're going to get from the learners?
From the learners, I think that I think and I hope that you will get the feedback that students have made a lot of friends. I think and hope that you will find that students are finding themselves in a place where their individuality is celebrated. I think one of the things that we've worked very hard to do is not to create a cookie-cutter approach. We want to celebrate the individuality of our learners. We want to celebrate the diversity of the group that's coming here, and we don't have one standard that we're trying to create. You as an individual, we want to know more about you. We want to find out the elements that we can support you with your own personal growth. And so I hope that what you hear back from our students is that they're finding a space where their individuality is celebrated.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the man who brought the future.
Yes, literally to now.
To now.
Yeah.
Rob Pereira, this is Valenture Institute, and you hop onto that World Wide Web to find out more about the school. Perhaps you can enroll, and then if you're lucky enough, you become one of the alumni.
And speaking of one of the alumni, we're going to be speaking to them a little later on. So if you want to make sure you hear the feedback of like what has been happening over the last week or so, you'll definitely hear it a little later. But we did tell you guys that the man is busy, so the man has to go. So ladies and gentlemen, that was the CEO and founder of Valenture Institute. Thank you so much for chatting to us.
Thanks so much, guys.
It's time for us to hop on to a quick ad break. When we return, there's more Ekse Live right here on Town Television.
I know that's right. Ain't no party like an Ekse party, cause an Ekse party don't stop. And this party has flown all the way to Valenture Institute. As you've heard before, we're still chilling right here in this beautiful institution. Guys, I can't help but think, if I had an institution like this, I'm sure I was going to get A's. So I feel like my mom robbed me of something this great. But luckily, Kai's parents didn't rob her of anything. Hi, Kai.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing amazing, thank you.
Well, I've literally been stalking you. I've been watching you working here, doing your thing. How does it feel to be in an institution like this?
It's really amazing. Valenture offers you amazing opportunities and really gives you this real, raw experience of what work's going to be like one day.
Actually, that makes such a beautiful point, how work's going to be like, because in work you don't have just as many people, and it's not just like a school environment with uniform, etc. Now, how's been the online learning going for you? I mean, I personally think I would learn better if someone is standing right in front of me teaching me. So what is the difference for you?
I just think that like being online just gives you a better experience of, now obviously with everything changing in the world, it just gives you a better open experience of what our life's going to be like moving forward and how our world is evolving into online and the online platform and the online world. So it's so amazing.
And then one thing that your campus manager said to me was the fact that you guys get to learn from so many different people. So it's not just people in South Africa, but you have these courses from people all over the world who are doing great things. Now, I mean, you just started here. So how's the first week been? Be honest. I want honesty, Kai.
It was really hard. It was really hard. I'm not going to lie. It was a bit of an adjustment. But it's getting easier, and I have amazing mentors that are there to guide me and help me, and I can ask them absolutely anything and they'll be there to lend a hand.
And then, don't you miss your mom? Don't you miss your family?
My family's also been really supportive. My mom and my dad, they've been absolutely amazing with helping me with anything, and I really thank them a lot for putting me in this amazing school that I'm in.
And I actually want to find out from you, I mean, which primary school do you go to? Were you with other learners?
I was with Maya Kutsia. We went to Weinberg Girls Junior School. And that school it's amazing, and I really loved it there.
Now, I'm just trying to find out, like, from that switch of having your friends all the time, having classes, like, how does it feel? I know it's like a great, innovative way, and it feels amazing. Obviously, like you enjoying the space, but what are the main differences for you? Where you're like, oh my God, I can spot the difference now. I'm completely in a different area.
First of all, uniform. There's no uniform.
I know that's right.
It's like better now because now I get to pick my own outfit.
You look cute, girl.
Thank you. I get to pick my own outfits. It's also the teachers being from all over the world that are teaching us and, helping us and guiding us. And also friends. Like, I don't have my old friends. It feels like weird that I have friends that I've been with for 8 years. And now I'm, finding my new friends and finding my new clique. And it's really fun.
Okay, let's go find out what some other people are getting up to in Valenture Institute. Hi, guys.
Thomas, when you said recreation space, this is what you were talking about. When somebody has a little bit of free time, they come with their friends and they do what they want to do with their time.
Yeah, exactly. So it's obviously they've got their live lessons, but they don't have lessons back to back every single hour of the day like you'd have in a usual school where you're running from one class to the other, right? So this allows a bit more breathing space for them. They've been planning their lessons in between the breaks, but obviously if they've finished everything they need to do, they can come down here into the multi-purpose space. There's the recreational space down there, and basically just come here to connect with their friends. They've been playing a lot of cards. I've been learning a couple of card tricks from them as well, which has been good fun. And I think that allows them to sort of find whatever rhythm works for them. And I think that's what's great about it. Yeah.
I'll tell you this for free. This is totally different from where I went to school. I want to find out, how different is it from your previous school?
It's very different to my school. The people are really nice here, and it's very relaxed and less stress on me.
I mean, you guys have been here for a week. Are you having fun? Do you feel like it's a way? Like, I mean, online learning is the future, I feel. Because, I mean, especially with COVID-19. So do you feel like it's conducive for learning? Are you able to study and go out for ice cream? I want to mention that all the time because I'm jealous. And do all these incredible things.
I feel like it's more open. You don't have to rush to lesson after each lesson. You don't have to do your homework right after lesson.
Yeah.
It's the reverse. It's the flipped classroom thing, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Gives you more space.
I love that.
And what are you looking forward to in the future concerning the institution that you are in right now?
Would you like
Not sure. Trust me, I wasn't sure either.
More things to do at break time.
I feel like he's the man you should follow around.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you've been enjoying so far? I mean, you've been here for a week. What do you like?
I really like the free time that we get because I do horse riding, a lot of other sports, so I have a lot more time for it than at my old school.
Do you guys not miss your parents?
No!
Oh, your parents are watching this going, oh, they hate me.
Rob told us that there's still a window period for people that are not here yet to enroll. Why would you encourage somebody to enroll with the institution? Why should they come and learn with you guys?
Well, the school is very innovative. It is like the way of the future.
Yeah.
It has a very good schooling system and a great education here. So.
Oh, I love that. I feel like everyone here has been honest. And speaking of honesty, we're going to go continue to check on the school. Make sure that you use the hashtag Ekse Live and all our social media platforms to make sure if you tell us that you actually want to join Valencia, you're like, Laura, I still have questions. Then we'll give you their website. You can go check it out. But it's Ekse_Live on Twitter, as well as Ekse Live on Facebook, as well as Ekse_Live on Instagram.
The number to dial 021-448-0448. We're also available on channel 263 on your DSTV. Right now, it's time for us to take a quick commercial break.
Yeah.
When we return, the biggest,
the baddest, and the most hip and happening youth show in the motherland.
We'll be right back. Don't go too far.
Let's go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Llama has decided to take a nap because it's so comfortable. This just proves that this space is really conducive for all things, including napping. Okay, you are still at the Valencia Institute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're still enjoying the show, remember the hashtag to use Ekse Live and hop on all our social media pages and let us know. I mean, we spoke to you the last time. You were preparing for it. And now it's here. I know sometimes I prepare for things. I'm like, okay, I think they're going to go a certain way. Do you feel like it's reached all your expectations?
I think so, yeah. I think we set up some great intentions, really about building strong rituals, almost like taking some old traditions and upgrading them. Yeah. You know, like one of them was like something new that we did is like as they came, they got the access cards. We almost did like a Honolulu lei ceremony to welcome them into the community. And like we had like a really beautiful moment. Yeah. And I thought that was just like really cool to sort of do something that's quite old school in a completely new space, you know.
When you're debriefing with the learners, what are you taking away from them? What are they saying? Because they're fairly new to the space, and we spoke to them earlier on, and they're quite enjoying the space and the learning here. When you debrief, what do they say?
Sure, yeah. I think it's our IG students, our older students are down here. And I think what I see them doing is that they like to work in one space when the sun is out, and when the sun is getting a bit hot, then they move into this space. You know, it's like, and I think that just like they can just listen to what their body is asking, and they can work in a way that sort of is comfortable for them. If they want a bit more structured, they go upstairs, right? So I think they've just been loving that. I think the big question here is, and the big answer is freedom. Is this freedom to plan and choose how your day goes, and that not everything is happening to you, but you can also make things happen yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, and I can't just imagine leaving home in the tender age of grade 8. And I've been speaking to most of them, and they're like, "No, we don't miss our parents." So how has that switch been for them? Because I know it's probably not easy going from a class of people. You have a structured thing going to differently. I mean, their mentors are there to help them, to guide them into a new process. But how do you feel like they're taking it so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely some new habits to learn. Like everything is about self-directed learning, so that doesn't just happen overnight. So we are just reinforcing a lot of those new rhythms and new skills, and that's actually what I've been working with them in our learning campus sessions. Is like they've actually like they're planning their Google calendars every week. When they're working on that, they're choosing when they're going to do it. You know, so like I think they're putting in their extracurricular. They're saying when are they going to wake up in the morning? When are they going to turn off their technology at night? You know, so I think. As soon as you start like this, like not just planning, but designing your week. So is it filled with things that are also meaningful to you? I think that's what this allows. It's like there's a little bit more space. It's not just all kind of going to lessons, but also maybe doing cool projects with your friends. And that's what this space allows, is that freedom.
We're going to have to let you go very soon, because in less than 3 minutes, you're going to a classroom. What's going to be happening there?
Sure. So that's actually what I just spoke to you about. So I have these weekly sessions with the kids called Learning Compass, where then we teach them life skills, study skills. And at the moment, we're learning how to plan our weeks so that we, make sure that you get through everything for the week. But also about some of them are getting up earlier. Yeah. So what about your routines in the morning and the afternoon and the evenings? So I think like those skills is like what I'm working with them on at the moment. Yeah.
And I guess it's a life skill that you do not necessarily only need for school. Yeah. You're going to grow up, be a professional, be a human being amongst other people, and you're going to need these skills that you're getting taught at a tender grade of 8.
Like, listen, I was speaking to Kai earlier, and she was saying that she was like, it helps her realize what she's going to need to do when she's in a working environment. And I'm like, the fact that she can even think that far ahead is amazing, and we wish we had the same things, but unfortunately we're going to have to let you go, so you do your job. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you do stay tuned. Where are we heading now?
Well, first and foremost, I'm still upset that there's a hiking this coming Friday and we're
not involved.
They had ice cream last week, we were not there. What are we going to miss? I don't want to know.
I don't want to know, but what you do want to know, though, is where you can find Valencia Institute, so make sure you do go check them out. Ladies and gentlemen, from me to you, it's all love. Goodbye.
Well, unemployment and, of course, gender-based violence are huge issues in South Africa. Namhlanje, guys, we're out here at eGugulethu at J1 Center, where we're here to see a skill-developing program for abantu bagumamba eGugulethu. This is all about #women empowerment. I'm very excited to be here. So let's go inside and check it out. Right now we're joined by Sis Nokubonga, who works closely with eJays1 Center. She'll be telling us more about umsebenzi that eJays1 Center does apha eGugulethu with abantu abangomama. Siswam, welcome to Ekse.
Hi, Kunjani?
Pila. Thank you so much for joining us. It's an honor for us to be here to witness umsebenzi omhle eniwenzayo within the community of Gugulethu. Kasixelele banzi about umsebenzi eJays1 Center ewenzayo with abantu abangomama balapha eGugulethu.
Namhlanje iJays1 Center apha eGugulethu ine-program ye-skills development for abantu abangomama. Khumbula msasazi ngomvulo besine-International Women's Day. So silapha namhlanje sonika abantu abangomama, so equip abantu abangomama ngezi-skills. Namhlanje senza i-women's plumbing workshop for omama baseGugulethu bakwazi ukulungiselela xa bashekeleza izinto zabo, bakwazi ukuzenzela ibhizinesi nge-plumbing, bakwazi ukuxelana ngomelwane for bafumane imali.
Why work closely with abantu abangomama?
Because of gender-based violence. Sibona uba omama baya-abuswa bokwazi uzenzela nto. Xana ushekisha i-GBV ezenzekayo ne akaphangeli laa mntu yokuxhumela tata uyabethwa uyathwana ngosifuna abantu abamama baphakame bazenzele bangazuzizithulu zootata. Sibulala nale GBV yenzekayo, sikwabulala ne-unemployment rate e-high eGugulethu and surrounding areas. Yes.
So far, what are some of the programs that eninazo for abantu abangomama aba-attenda eJays1 Center?
Sine-program ye-plumbing workshops namhlanje.
I-plumbing ibalulekile because silinda umasipala for a long time singalungiseli into zethu. So xa silapha ke ngoku sizofunda uba singade silinde ugovernment sizenzele ngokwethu.
If umuntu obukeleyo ngokuqonda ba ndiyarhalela ukuze eJays1 Center nami ke ndibe part of this program, benza njani? Ikhona nje i-criteria enifolishayo?
Ngoku umuntu ongaphangeli uvumelekile ukuba ayizaphe eJays1 Center, sine-database ebhalise amagama be-contact number zabo, whatever evelayo siba SMS-ele, sibafonele, sibabize kunde sinazo. Remember sikhona apha eJays1 as umlomo we-community. Whatever umuntu ozayo uza kuthi simdibanise no-community. So unyaka usaqala sinethemba nje ndizawuvela apha eJays1 izikills ezonika abantu.
Xa ke umuntu seyifumene ezi-skills ezi-apha wasifumana ezi-skills wahamba ezi-program, kwenzeka ntoni after?
Siyasebenzisana ke nabantu kakhulu. Umzekelo umuntu ofuna uqhubekeka nento e-plumbing siyakwazi umconnecta with Cape College, siyakwazi ukuzama simnike i-resources ba how to start into yakhe, siyakwazi umzekelo usunofika wena apha uthi mhlobo itepu yam ndiqonga tyhini ukhona uAndiswa endimaziyo okwazi ulungisa itepu ne ndifuna uAndiswa alungise itepu yakho.
Ndiyakwazi uyi-apply ekuhlaleni as long besinikeza ithuba maybe ezinye iveki sikwazi ukuya practical nakwi-field nabantu bakamasipala ukuze nathi sithembe uba siyakwazi ukwenza umsebenzi.
Kawundiqelele ukhona nobomi obungenazinzingo obubomi.
Siswam unjani?
Ndiphilile bhuti, akho nto njani?
Ndiyaphila nami. Ndikubonile pha usenza into yesinki unyikobela ufaka u-A1 no-2 ndiyabona uyenza. Yintoni ibisenzeka pha?
Phaya besilungisa itep. Sizofunda apha sekwi-training ye-plumbing. Besilungisa itep phayana. Sibonisa ke into yobana xa itep ivuza wenza njani istep sokuqala. Istep sokuqala xa itep irongo uyapha kwi-main switch wavale amanzi. Uqiniseke uba uwavalile. Okwesibini ke ngoku uye ke ngoku itep lena uzayilungisa. Ufike phaya ke ngoku ususe ke ngoku i-indicator le pha ngaphezulu. Uthi ugqiba ke ufake i-screw kuzosuka ke ngoku esa screw siphayana.
But this program, if it is cold water, you can put it down or 4 liters of water. But if you are stealing volume from a system, you will maybe have to flush it twice when you have solids in the pan. So then you're not saving water, you are using double the amount of thing.
We know when it comes to plumbing and this type of stuff, men are always at the forefront. Why work closely with women today?
Because just for that, it's still a very male-dominated industry. And I think the opportunity now for ladies to become plumbers, it's a huge. I've asked many ladies, would they feel safe if there is a woman in a house that she doesn't know or a strange man? So the latter always comes up, they'll feel safe if there's a woman. So I think unlocking that and giving them the opportunities in our communities, I think that would be, it's a perfect timing for them right now.
How has been the excitement so far? How have you been when it comes to the teaching of plumbing to women?
I think for me, I'm a 4th generation plumber. So by teaching these ladies and whoever is in the workshops that I do, it's like I'm giving them a piece of my father, my grandfather, myself, because that is the generations of plumbing that has gone through. So the excitement amongst, I mean, you can check the ladies out there at the back, they are all eager to want to learn something new. But I want them to take this, what they've learned here today, back to their communities where they are then able to pass on that knowledge, but also take ownership and water responsibility into their hands.
Is this a one-day thing that Corporate Assist is doing, or will there be follow-ups that you guys will be doing with JS1 Center?
This is now, I think this would be our 5th outing out here in Egugulethu. I am in community forum programs throughout the Western Cape, in 11 in particular. There is many other organizations other than JL Zwane that we are with. So I try to occupy my, or schedule my time well enough so that even on Saturdays, most Saturdays, I'm not at home spending time with my family. I'm out in the community trying to uplift people all the time. And again, I'm grateful for Cobra Water Tech that gives me the opportunity and the funding to be able to do so.
Why is it so important for you to give back? Not just by giving back money, but by giving back your time?
As a colored man, proud one, I grew up in Mitchell's Plain, and I never had the opportunities that so many of the previously advantaged people had. And I've been given an opportunity by this amazing company, and it is befitting for me to give back. I think in African culture, it's just a natural thing to give back. You don't have to ask twice. It's just about sharing. And what is my knowledge worth if I'm not handing it over to the next one? And it is, for me, it's been my second nature. You know, it is just to share and continue sharing with people.
We definitely need more people like you. Thank you so much, man. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you so very much, sir.
Like sands through the hourglass, so is an episode of Ekse Live. So if you just joined us, shame banana, ukobeleni. It's time for us to bounce out of here. Yes. What an amazing day we had.
Yes, what an amazing day. I feel like coming here is always so therapeutic. I can just imagine the people who are actually studying here all day. But guys, if you just joined us, like Llama said, Angazo, what's wrong with you? Angazo, put my bed, worry not. You can still catch this Vine episode tomorrow morning from the hours of 8 to 9 o'clock. Yes.
Lwandile, this could be my second job.
Oh, yeah.
Valenture.
Literally, we're coming for a hike. We're coming for ice cream. We're doing it all.
Ekse_live both on Instagram as well as Twitter. Ekse@capetowntv.org is our email address. 0214480448 is where you find us on the World Wide Web. And then the link was your number.
Your number, yeah.
Okay, and then go Facebook and go Ekse Live.
Yes.
Well, what to do now?
I don't even know, child. But I think I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna have to relax because there's nothing else. What can you do after this?
Then there's nothing that tops
Exactly. Valencia. There's nothing that tops Valencia. If you've enjoyed this episode, like Llama said, hop on our socials. But don't worry, you can catch it tomorrow from 8 to 9. From us to you, it's all love. We're saying adios, amigos.
Oh, geez, here we go again.
Yeah, ezinqoke sibanazo xa sisithetha over the phone. Ndiyathemba unoze ungixelele kuba it's over the phone, cause over the phone bengicela unisendele inuzi ne-booty pics. Nayazi unazo nenhloni, but these are the things that it would do for me. Yazi ndicaphukele into yoba sithethe nge-ex zethu, ungandixelela ndimuvanga on qha ndicingele ixesha lethu. Yeah, ndiyazi lapha risakufowunela, but ngalamini sasike-B&B down nami i-ex yami yandifonela. Zange ndikwazi uyichola, but uphinda wandifonela ndipha kwi-balcony ngicela uxolo, but ndayichola just to ask her what she wants from me. Zange ndikwazi nokwazi ukuxelela qha ndasheka ndi-confused like why izondifonela ngoku xa sisandokulwa ngomuzi. Ndaye ndasola ngento ezininzi, but everything happens for a reason. Ngxaki simove on fast, so bobabini abayibhilivi. Inkosi ngonika ithemba, emehlweni akho ndabona ithemba. Ukhethe mna ndakhetha wena, ndikuthembisa ndizokukhela.
Standard Sammy cousin Puze. Don't wanna give you no excuses. I promise you the one for me. Man, who's strongest spoonsy. Kauya kunfani's on this ruby. You should know by now that I love you. Standard Sammy cousin Puze. Don't wanna give you no excuses. I promise you the one for me. Man, who's strongest spoonsy. Kauya kunfani's on this ruby. You should know by now that I love you. Girl, I do.
insecure and weak, and I always overthink. Ekse is not over me, and you might not be over him. But I'm working on myself, nzama trust every day. Ndiyazi siku same page, nxa i-attention endiyifumana kwezi way azinguwe, ezi way azisoze zibe nguwe. Ezi way kudala zeslide, angakubonisa i-DM zami uzifunde. Yima, xa ucinga ezi way zingakhona if ubrava ngayikucula. Ezi way only send me messages, xa zibona ingoma yami ibhuma. But enough ngezinto eziphambeneyo, amarhewo wafundiswa ndim, ungaphinde uthi zange ndikwenze le nto. Yazi into yakho ihlale samunzithanda, acinga ubhuji ni-mistress. Nothuka class 5 sobabini sothenga ikota phanga ko-BM. Noba sekusithwane, you wouldn't even curve me. If sasingadibhananga iGardens wawuzondityisa kube kwi-first date, suyiphika. Suyiphika loo nto ngesibunzi. Yeah, whatever. Cousin Poozy.
Hey, stand beside me, cousin Poozy. Don't wanna give you no excuses. I promise you the one for me. I'm the strongest spoonsy. Kauya kunfani's honest Ruby. You should know by now that I love you. Stand beside me, cousin Poozy. Don't wanna give you no excuses. I promise you the one for me. I'm the strongest spoonsy. Kauya kunfani's honest.